In this video, I will be evaluating this RC parallel circuit, and I will be finding the XC, which is the resistance of the capacitor, the IC, which will be the current flowing through the capacitor, the IR, which will be the current flowing through the resistor, and the I total, which will be the sum of the current flowing through the capacitor and the resistor, and the total impedance Z of the circuit. So this is the parallel RC circuit. I've got a 10 volt peak to peak sinusoidal input at a frequency of 60 Hertz. I've got a 1 microfarad capacitor in parallel with the volt source and a 1 k ohm resistor in parallel with the volt source. Now the XC. The formula for finding the XC is XC equals 1 over 2 pi times the frequency, which is 60 Hertz, times 1 microfarad. That equals 1 divided by 2 pi times 60 Hertz times 1 microfarad. That equals 2,652 ohms. So the XC is 2,652 ohms. Now I will find the current flowing through this capacitor. But before I do that, I have to find the voltage. Well, the capacitor is in parallel with the volt source, which is 10 volts. So the voltage across the capacitor is also 10 volts. Therefore, we go 10 volts divided by 2,652 ohms equals 10 volts divided by 2,652 ohms equals 3.77 milliamps. The current through the capacitor is 3.77 milliamps. Now the current through the resistor is what? Well, again, first we need to find the voltage across this 1 k ohm resistor. Now the 1 k ohm resistor is also in parallel with the volt source of 10 volts peak to peak, which means that the voltage across the 1 k ohm resistor is also 10 volts. Now to find the current through the resistor, we go 10 volts divided by 1 k ohm equals 10 volts divided by 1 k ohm equals 10 milliamps. So the current through the resistor is 10 milliamps. Now we find the total current. To find the total current, IT, we have to use the Pythagorean theorem. That is the square root of 3.77 milliamps squared plus 10 milliamps squared equals 3.77 milliamps squared plus 10 milliamps squared, and we take the square root of all of that. That will give you a current of 10.68 milliamps. So the total current in the circuit is 10.68 milliamps. Now what's the total resistance? Z total equals a 10 volts peak to peak, 10 volts divided by the total current of 10.68 milliamps. Equals 10 volts divided by 10.68 milliamps equals a resistance or impedance of 936 ohms. So we have found the capacitive reactance, the current through the capacitor, the current through the resistor, and the total current, and we've also found the total impedance. This brings me to the end of the video. If you like the video, please give me a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.